Hi friends, this is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel and to all the sound effects in the background. I promise it is happy, at least for now. My two youngest are enjoying playing with each other in their room, which is the room next to where I am filming. The almost 4-year-old is usually in school in the morning, and this is a Sunday morning. They're playing and loving it, so I'm not going to interrupt that. So just know that's what you're hearing. So this is a project that I completed this weekend. I have been sick all week. I needed to take a break from the work of journals and just make something that came from my soul, that was inspired by all of you. And I've been watching so many YouTube videos, handling so many journals. I had to make something. So this is actually a set, and it sells together, and it is a embellished journal, hardcover journal, a soft journal cover, and a little file folder of ephemera. They sell together, they coordinate together, and I can't wait to show you. So I'm going to start with the journal. This is a repurposed hardbound book. I think my mother gave it to me. It was a book on dogs, but it had this really, and it's, you know, it said like dogs or something, I don't remember. I didn't keep the pages, and but I loved this blue, and so I didn't want to do anything to it. I found some fabric in my stash, and I covered the spine with it, and then I used some trim that I got at a local quilt shop. I used that, and then I sewed in the signatures, there's 2 signatures. I added a little bit of the trim, and then a little beaded safety pin that my mother-in-law made. It has little silver eyelets and this really pretty reddish burgundy trim. So let's get inside. I don't remember how many pages. I'll put it in the description box below, or we'll figure it out as we go. So there's this pretty blue floral fabric on the inside spine to just give it extra strength. And then I love this textured paper pad. And so I used these dragonflies and butterflies. There's a wallpaper pocket, and then a little bag that has a little, come on, you're not stuck in there, right? It's like, don't be stuck. Why are you stuck? There we go. I used texture paste on it. My 3-year-old actually helped me make these the other day. It was so much fun. And then just a little bit of embellishing done on that little bag. There's a little ledger pocket here with a playing card, a little quote to draw, "You must close your eyes and sing," Pablo Picasso. And then a little artist, it's called The Young Artist, and this is from my vintage storybook or story time. I have 2 different ephemera packs. It's from one of the storybook ephemera packs. I'm just trying to use up scraps. I used a stamp set that's kind of sewing themed, so this is kind of like floral, sewing, little hints of nature, and homemaking. It's just kind of like this vintage homemaking nature feel. So the papers that I purchased a set of papers from Vintage Le Chocolat on Etsy, and they're called Victorian Romance or Vintage Romance. I don't remember, but it's like burgundies and blues. So that's why, like, this is it here. And then there's a book page. I got this, I ordered this from Joanne Hall's shop, Journal Treasures. A little wallpaper banner. I have coffee dyed paper, music paper. I added Brahms and some more of those sewing stamps I got in Happy Mail from one of you. And then in here is another little pocket, little bits and pieces. Here's a vintage tally card. Actually, both of this little leaf is going to fall off, so I'm just going to take it off. Both of these came from the Scrapologist. And so I added those. Here is an Indian piece of fabric. It's not like a sari, but it's from like an Indian rug that I took apart. And I made a pocket. And I put in one of Joanne's collaged like journal cards. Really pretty. And then just a cut apart from a little paper pad that I had. This fabric came from the Magnolia Seed, and her links are down below too, but look at how beautiful that is. And so I did a pocket going this way. This is a little to-do list. And so that slips up in there, and then I have a paint chip card that says cinnamon cake, and then a little bit of an index card, and this is also from the Scrapologist, from her Deluxe garden kit. So I've used so many of my favorite happy things. So here's from a vintage 1950s rose book. I washi the pages together so they could be read the right way here. a little bit. This is from Avalon Rose Design from her Big Deal package that I promoted a while back. I had printed some as digital stamping. So on this page, I made some penciled lines, and this is one of my retired images, oxides and lace. I used to sell that in my shop, but I still had some of those printed out. Some more stamping. I've clipped on some ephemera. This is a freebie on the Calico Collage, calicocollage.com. I love that one. Then The Dress You Wear and How to Make It book cover. This is from my vintage sewing, it's called Stitch in Time ephemera pack on my shop. And then this little girl I cut out from one of the collage sheets from Avalon Rose. And then this is a 2007 Filofax page. And then I put this cute little vintage photo from Avalon Rose in a sticker. And then someone sent me, I don't remember who, but it's a like a old recipe card, and I added some stitching and some upholstery fabric. And then so we have some more die cuts. This is for my Stitch in Time, and that's Avalon Rose. More vintage rose book pages. This is that paper pack I bought, digital paper pack. And my mother-in-law made this little charm for me, really pretty. Has a leaf and some really pretty beads, so that's hanging off of there. More music. More of the garden pages from Joanne. These are the background pages from that kit, but I glued on one of the ephemera pieces from my Stitch in Time kit. And another little Avalon Rose piece and another textured tag that I made. More book pages. And I have some Mozart music in here as well. More rose pages. A little, I think this is a Tim Holtz card. I just rounded the edges. And then this is a little file folder. It has two manila tags. I get these from Above Par Crafts. Her links are down below. And then I did some stamping on that, little wallpaper tuck corners. So you can use this to stuff ephemera in as well. This would be great to remove and then fill it up and use as Happy Mail. Another little digital stamp, a little fabric and button cluster down there. This is a paint chip. It's called Freshly Baked. I just stitched in some paper, and then this is a vintage postcard, and it's a birthday wish, but it was 1916. Has a really sweet little note on there. And then this is from Joanne. It's one of her collage journal cards, and I just stitched on this little die cut of leaves. It's really nice. You can make, she has good bases, and then you can make them your own. And then I want to tell you a funny story behind this. This is from my botanical magazine images, and you can purchase the bound book on my shop. But I just ripped this out. So I had made a journal for someone, and it got, this was months ago. But the journal, the spine was not very sturdy, and it would have been fine if it hadn't been mailed, but it was totally crushed in the mail. And so when she returned it to me, I almost didn't recognize it as my journal. It was that destroyed. And so I refunded her money, and I've been keeping the journal and just feeling bad at it every time I looked at it because it still has pages in it. And then I decided I'm going to use it as a little collage, you know, paper book. And so I just can rip little pieces out and make new things with it. So I'm trying to look at that positively. I love this ribbon. I found it at a thrift store this week, and I just stitched it, put it on there, and then another little beaded, it has little blue seed beads, paper clip from my mother-in-law. She keeps me supplied with beaded paper clips, and I'm very grateful. That's from my Stitch in Time ephemera pack as well. A little bit of washi. And we come to the end. This is an Avalon Rose, and then a library card from Above Par Crafts. So this is the completed, like, embellished journal that you get. Along with that, you get this cover, which is, this is the same fabric, and then it is just lined with a textured cardstock. The same ribbon is stitched on, and then I decorated the cover with coffee-dyed paper, wallpaper. This is an Emile Vernon image, a painting. I used to sell these in my shop, and they're retired from my shop, and they're over on my Facebook group. So if you join my Facebook group, down below, you can just search Emile Vernon. That's E-M-I-L-E V-E-R-N-O-N, and these will all come up. There's like a ton of them. and they're free. And then like a little ticket, a button, and some vintage leaves cut out from an encyclopedia. So all you have to do is stitch in some pages, make your own little journal. That would be a nice companion journal. You could probably also put it in here. Like you could just, if you didn't want to sew in your own journal, you could do a bunch of secret journaling, tie it up, stick it in, you know, in here somewhere, like between the two signatures. You could slip it right in there. And as you see, it fits really well, and you'd have like extra ribbon. That would be really pretty. So I think that would be a good use of it too. And then I made another little file folder. This is from my Stitch in Time kit, some coffee dyed paper, and then a little bowl clip and another little charm, and that just clips off. This opens up. I was watching the Mushroom Market on YouTube while I was making this, so definitely she inspired me a little bit, but just cardstock in the background. There's a little tag I got from the Scrapologist. There's a little stained glass window, like postcard journal card, a little magazine tag I designed. This is from my yellow floral ephemera pack, and I did some stitching on that. There's like a time card that I've done stamping on. This is from my Bohemian ladies. That's one of the Emile Vernon ladies, and they are backed with paper from my Beautiful Petals digital kit. I am trying to use up scraps, and then a little stapled on little scraps on this yellow floral as well. And then it says handmade with love by, and I'm going to grab one of my little key pens and just sign my name. I'm just going to do Ellsie for Lindsay's Lenore. And so you can take these out and put whatever you want in there and clip it together. This would also fit really well in here. Everything fits inside the journal, so you can keep them in the journal or have them be separate. This one could fit inside here as well if you wanted. So it's listed, it's just one listing. All three come together. You do not have to purchase them separately. They all come together as one. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.